I am Ellie Fumbi. I'm the writer-director and lead actress of Zenith.
I'm Joseph Massantuono, the producer of Zenith.
So when I was 6 years old, I was transplanted from my elementary school in Cameroon, where everyone looked like me, to a French school in America where I was the only person of color in my class. It was a complete culture shock. I didn't know how to process this. And things just got harder for me as I got older because I wasn't Black enough for my African American friends, and I wasn't African enough for the Africans, and clearly the French, I wasn't French enough for them either. Nobody wanted me. So I didn't know where I fit in. And years later, I found myself in film school. I discovered a reality TV show called Breaking Amish. I just became fascinated by the journey of these young people trying to acclimate to life in the city, and was curious whether there were Black people in these communities. And so as I did my research, I stumbled on an article about a Black woman who was adopted into a Mennonite community, and she had never left. She was now in her mid-30s, married with kids, and sort of that that desire to find out where she came from had passed. And that just was, it was mind-blowing to me when I read that. I wondered, how could you not want to know where you come from? And every bone in my body was just fighting that. And so I wondered, how could I have made that similar choice? And in Zenith, I decided to go back in time to explore whether, how I would have dealt with this dilemma. Picture it, Lancaster County. It's time for church. We are in a working farm in a Mennonite community. Close on Zenith's unruly afro as her white adoptive mother, Annie, struggles to do her hair. Zenith is squirming, like most Black girls would in this situation. It's humiliating because after all these years, Annie still doesn't know how to do her hair. Cut to Zenith in church. She is the only Black face singing in the choir. She's 29 and still unmarried. In this community, that is a problem. And Annie is completely panicked. She's also worried about how this is going to affect her biological younger daughter, Lily's marriage prospects. Zenith's adoptive father, Daniel, who is the community pastor, on the other hand, has faith that Zenith will find her way. But with Annie's pressure, Daniel brokers a deal for Zenith to marry a local Mennonite man who's had his own issues within the community and who's literally the last suitor left for her to marry. So now on this fast track to marriage, Zenith realizes that this is the last chance she has to find her biological mother, because once she's married, she's gonna start having kids right away and she's gonna be stuck there. So she decides to leave Lancaster for the last known address of her mother, which is in West Philly. When Zenith arrives in West Philly, as you can imagine, it is a complete culture shock. I mean, it's kind of like when Prince Akeem lands in Queens and Coming to America, only without his financial resources or Arsenio Hall as a sidekick. She's completely lost. Picture it. West Philly, present day. Zenith lands in the hood in full Mennonite garb. Heads turn. Would you a handmaid or some shit?
Yo, blessed be!
It's funny for us, but she don't have a Hulu account. She doesn't get it. She is completely lost. I mean, she's lost by the constant the noises in the city, people flying by her. She doesn't know what to make of the dashikis and the burqas and the cut-off shorts with asses hanging out of them. And to make matters worse, she's just like, she is conned out of the little money that she has, and finds herself destitute. And luckily, a local waitress by the name of Charisma, with a K, comes to her aid. Charisma is a slightly messy chick who has a wig for every day of the week. She is a single mother. She has 2 kids by 2 different baby daddies and is just barely keeping her head above water. But Zenith becomes the auntie to Charisma's kids that they desperately need, and the sister that Charisma didn't know she needed. She also meets Laurent, who is a super in Charisma's building. Oh, and by the way, he fine.
And we're lucky because that's actually the actor who will be playing Laurent. That's Zachary Momo, who's also going to be starring in Casey Lemon's Harriet Tubman biopic. So we're
really happy to have him.
Yeah.
At least I am. So Laurent is a charismatic African immigrant who immediately bonds and connects with Zenith because he's also an outsider, and she doesn't judge him the way that other women do. So with Laurent and Charisma's help, Zenith is going to find her mother. But now she also has to sort of, she has to deal with her past and figure out like what world she belongs in. So I made a short proof of concept as my thesis film in film school, mainly just to figure out whether it made sense for me to act and direct. And although the story is different, it's the same world and the same Zenith.
And we wanted to show you guys a clip from that short just to kind of give you an idea of what the more reflective moments of the film are going to feel like. So here we go. So when I read the script for the short film 3 years ago, it really hit me like a lightning bolt. It took me a while to figure out why am I identifying so deeply with this Black Mennonite woman. And then I met Ellie and I realized, oh, we both came to this country when we were 6 years old, and that really it's just a story about what it's like to be an outsider. And it's really this story that it explores race, community, identity in this way that, it's through this lens that I've just never seen before. And it's just been a real amazing treat and honor just to be working with Ellie for these past 3 years on these projects and just, and be here and land here. It's just been really special. It's like I get a passenger side seat to this race car she's been driving, and it's been really special.
In closing, I just want to say that Zenith is a love letter to otherness, to anyone that has ever felt like they didn't belong in the world that they lived in. And, with your support, we would love to share this love letter with the world. So, thank you.